Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nipun. I'm going to be running this orientation of TIR5, which is the Camp Tirthan, which is going. So I'm going to be taking you through the whole document, which we've already shared with you, the information document, the list of things to carry. My only simple request is to hold on to your questions. Let me go through the information docket, the list of things to carry. 99.9% of your queries would be solved in this, right? After when I'm done talking, I will ask you to raise hands. If you will see in your Zoom menu, there is a button called React. In the React, there is a raise hand. So if you just click that, you'll see this like my raise hand has come, and then I'll go one by one answering each person's question. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen, and I hope I'm audible and everybody can hear me. Okay, so we are talking about Camp Tirthan. Let me just open the photograph in front of you. So I hope everybody can see my screen. This is Camp Tirthan. So Tirthan. First, let me talk about Inme for the people who are new to Inme, right? And then I'll talk about Tirthan. Then I'll talk about the activities which you're going to do, the safety component, the do's and don'ts, the travel, and then the list of things to carry finally, right? So first of all, about Inme, we started doing adventure learning programs in the outdoor field in 1996. We started under a brand name called Discovery Camps, which became I Discover I, and then finally Eureka, right? There was a split in the partners in 2006, and Eureka was doing their own thing, and Inme was formed in 2008 by two of the partners along with other people. In 2019, Inme and Eureka merged to be one company. Because we were all friends, we had been working together in the same field. We decided to join hands and we merged as one entity. And how we're doing it is that we do two types of program. One is what we call the retail program or the B2C. The other is school specific program or B2B. So what we do in Inme is the retail program, which is any child from the age group 9 to 17, depending on their age, can join any of our camps during the summer holidays or the winter holidays. When we work with the school directly, it's more of a shorter duration with a very focused learning, and those only the school, only that school is on the campsite at that given point of time. So another thing, what happens is that when we're doing retail program or the Inme programs, uh, it's uh, it's a stranger group, right? The biggest learning for the children here is to adjust to a stranger group. What I mean by that is when you're in school, right? These children know each other, so when they get to the camp, they already have preconceived notions about each other. They don't need to do too much of ice breaking. They don't need to adapt too much. They just need to adapt to things they have not known. When we go into a stranger group, it's actually creating an environment which is very important for their life, because when they step out of school, when they go into new schools or new areas, how do you understand and how do you adapt to different types of behavior patterns? Because you'll meet children from all over, you'll meet different types of children here. So, understanding how do you adapt, how do you adjust, and how do you open up to each other to talk. Uh, Mainly when we started out doing adventure programs, I used to go on these programs as a kid, like your kids are coming. I used to go on these programs as a child, and that's how I got into this line. When we used to go, it was more about connecting to nature and a little bit of grounding work. Slowly and steadily, it has evolved. Right now, it's more about a technology detox, because we have in today's world we are communicating only through technology. We have forgotten how to communicate to each other, and we want to restart that verbally, right? We see children sitting in the same room and snapchatting with each other, or doing Instagram, or doing other things using emojis, right? But and saying in the vocabulary, lol has suddenly come as, okay, I'm gonna laugh, but I will not laugh and I'll say lol. That's not how we used to communicate with each other, right? We want the children to start actually laughing, start actually talking to each other, start, opening up and discussing things. So that's the whole technology detox which we are trying to do. Uh, Post COVID, this has become more and more important because we have gotten so used to doing even our studies on the computers. The detox is very important. So that's how it's evolved. Life skills obviously continue being a major part. And for what we've done is we start with, say, independence, confidence, going into empathy, leadership, goal setting. All those life skills we've inculcated in these programs for each age group, but on a different level. So for the 12 to 14, we focus a lot on empathy and team working, because this is the time when they're actually opening up, they're getting into their teens, the language is changing, the behavior is changing, right? So how do you empathize with each other? So a lot of empathy, focus on empathy is given in these programs. Coming to Tirthan, Tirthan is actually a river. It's a river which is one of the biggest tributaries of the Bias. It meets Bias near a place called Ott. After that, it's the Bias River coming down, right? We are in the Tirthan Valley in a place called Sairopa, right? We started this campsite in the year 2000. I was actually on the first batch of the participants to ever do Tirthan. So I've actually seen it grow from that time and how it's become. It used to be a desolate valley where only our campsite and another place was there. Now it's a hustling, bustling valley, right? We have a premium property which is a pristine location right next to the river, but not such close to the river that if there's any danger, if there's rains or anything. So we are a little far away. What you'll see is this, the railing which you're seeing is about approximately 15 feet above the last point of the river. So we are quite high up, right? Uh, so we do three activities here, two activities, sorry. One is river craft. Please don't confuse it with river rafting. Okay, river craft is totally different. It's understanding how do you keep yourself safe in a river, how do you cross a river safely. If you have to do stream walk, which is walking along a river, how do you do that? How do you understand what is a safe river and what is an unsafe river? So a lot of times, what we as people who don't live near rivers, what happens is when we see a river calm, right? When we see it's totally peaceful and calm, we think it's safe. Actually, that's the most unsafe river you can go to because you really don't know what kind of undercurrents are there, right? So the children will understand what are undercurrents and how to keep yourself safe. They will also go to a waterfall nearby, where they will trek to the waterfall, and they will, if the weather is nice and the water flow is not that much, we have a waterfall slide which they do over there. So there's a small natural slide which is made, so they sit and they come down that also. So Tirthan is in the Kullu Valley. If you know Kullu Manali, we are 30 kilometers before Kullu. There's a place called Ott, AUT. That's where we turn off from the Manali highway, and it's about an hour and a half journey to the campsite from there. The buses which we use, which are Volvo type buses, go up till this location, AUT, and that's where we shift into smaller vehicles. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So what we're going to be doing in the Tirthan program are two main activities. One is rivercraft, and the other is backpacking. Backpacking is a trekking module where we are teaching you how to trek in the outdoors. So if you want to go on a trek in the mountains or in the forest or anywhere, you cannot just get up and start walking, right? You need to know a few basics. So we're going to teach you how to conserve energy. So when you're walking up and down a hill, how do you conserve energy? How do you walk properly? There's a technique of trekking. How do you plan out an expedition? So if you have to go from, say, one point to the other point, now this distance might be such that you cannot complete it in one day. So how do you plan it out? How do you make sure that you know, okay, these are the breaks, this is the target, we should be reaching this point where I can pitch tents, stay the night, pack up everything, and reach the location the next day. So all that planning will be done with the children over there. They'll understand how planning is done. They will actually sit down with the instructors, and plan the ration which they're going to take, plan the what kind of raw material, what are they going to cook, right? When they're on the night out, we actually, with the instructors, the children will actually cook their own food, uh, wash their own dishes. Everything will be done in a smaller groups itself in the on the night out. So for the night out, we actually, there are two night outs. So we'll actually go away from the camp the first day. The first day, the instructors will be leading, teaching the children how they planned out everything, reach the campsite, help them set up. The next day, the children will be leading the group, right? So they will be given a map. They have to do map reading. They will understand how to go, and they'll be leading. Obviously, our instructors will be along with them to make sure they don't go too far off the route. But we will let them make mistakes, because learning comes through making mistakes. So when they're on the map reading, if they're going on the wrong path, we'll let them go a little bit, and we'll give them hints. Are you sure you're on the right path? Are you sure you read the map correctly? Right? And obviously, after a certain given point of time, we don't want them going too much off road. We'll say, okay, guys, you've gone wrong. Let's go back and go back down the right path. So, understanding from the mistakes what they've done. Now, surrounding Tirthan is the Great Himalayan National Park. We will be outside it. We won't be inside it, because inside they don't allow night outs. We have a different path which we use. Right. Okay. Yeah. So the left hand side is a part of Rivercraft. The left hand side and the right hand side picture which you're seeing. Left hand side is actually at the waterfall pool. This is the after the slide. There's a small pool which they can go and chill at. So that's where we sit. The extreme right is called natural river crossing. As you can see, sorry. As you can see, the children are crossing the river using the ropes. So they are actually tied with harnesses. If you're seeing the red strap on this child right here, is they are tied with a harness to the rope so that they don't go anywhere, right? And this is our instructor at the back. There is an instructor which is outside the picture view, who is also keeping an eye on them. So we are making sure they travel and they cross this through. They're under. This is where they also get to experience the undercurrents. The middle photograph is when they are trekking to the night out spot. These are the rucksacks which we give. So there is one rucksack which the children will get from home. On the campsite, when they go for the night out, we will be giving them a rucksack, which they will be carrying limited clothes and a sleeping bag, a carry mat, which is these foam mattresses, and also ration. So they'll actually divide the weight amongst themselves, right? So not everybody would be carrying the same stuff. There might be some people, children carrying food, some children carrying utensils, some children carrying sleeping bags. So they'll divide the load amongst themselves. Now, how do we do this during the program? So day one, children will leave from, now it's going to change to Terminal 1. Terminal 2, unfortunately, Delhi is under renovation. So the participants will depart in the evening from Terminal 1 from the Delhi airport. Their children who are flying in, their children from Delhi, so everybody will be combined together and they'll leave from here. We will arrive at Camp Tirthan in the morning. We leave at 6 p.m. There's dinner en route. There are snacks on the bus. And for breakfast, we are on the camp itself, right? So upon arrival, so this is going to be a small group. We have 15 children, right? So it will be one group running. Maximum, it might go up to 25. We'll run it as one group rather than two groups. So everybody will be doing the activities together only. So we'll start off first the day by understanding what is backpacking. So we're not doing too much. We are on the Tirthan camp itself. We'll do tent pitching, we'll do rucksack packing, and we'll go for a short hike and come back. So the first day is a little bit relaxed so that the children can regain their energy and also, rest a little bit. The next day, all will go, your rivercraft will start. Okay. So when we start rivercraft, the first day we'll go for a trek to the Choi waterfalls. We'll experience the waterfall and come back, right? And on the way back, we'll do a little bit of river walk also, right? The next day, you will also be doing, so the next day what will happen is, what we are seeing here is the natural river crossing, which is under the explore safely cross the Tirthan River. So the river crossing will happen the next day, right? So now there are two types of natural river crossing. One is what you saw. If the current is fast, then we have this rope. If the current is low, right, we'll actually give them a stick, and there'll be 4 children together crossing using sticks, right? This will be obviously done with understanding after what the full flow of the river is. Now, day one, day two, day one they've arrived. Day two, they've done rivercraft one session. Day three, they've done rivercraft the second session, right? Now we're coming to day four, okay? Sorry, day five. So once they have done the waterfall trek, they've done the rivercraft, which is natural river crossing and river stream, they will actually leave for a night out, okay? So that's day five. They'll drive to a place called Sharchi. This will be the vehicles on the camp will take them there. This is where the trek will start. It's about a 2.5 kilometers trek to a place called Jumala, which is in a full green meadow, right? So they'll be in the middle of green meadow over there. That's where they'll set up their tents. They will set up a kitchen. So they will actually have the two types of stoves which you use. One is the natural stove, which will be using rocks and wood, so that they experience that if they don't have a butane burner, how do they actually build a stove? So they'll build a stove on that, they'll boil water in that. We'll have butane burners, which they are cooking the rest of the food. So might be cooking, say, dal chawal one day. The next day, they might be cooking pasta, for all you know. So they will be sitting with the instructors and deciding what is the menu going to be. So they'll set up camp. They will set up the kitchen. They'll collect drinking water and cook meals. Now, over here, there are 4 tasks to be completed. We call them CCWW. So the group of 20, 15, 20 will be divided into 4 groups. One group will be in charge of cooking. One group will be in charge of setting up camp, which is CC. And one group will be collecting drinking water, which is W. And one group will be in charge of collecting wood for bonfire and the natural stove. So CCWW, that's how they're going to look at it, right? And their roles will keep changing. So it's not as if I've done cooking on for the tea, I'll also be cooking dinner. No, cooking dinner will be a separate group doing it. Cooking breakfast will be somebody else. Cooking lunch the next day will be somebody else. Cooking the dinner will be somebody else. So they'll have 4 groups on rotation for 4 times, right? So the second day of which is day 6, the second day of the night out, they're going to trek through the forest. They'll actually go through Himalayan oak and cedar forest over there. They will reach the high elevation meadows, which is at about 8,000 feet, which are called bugyals, right? So over there, they get a full view of the mountain, so they'll have a view of the whole range, and they'll again pitch their own tents, cook the food. Day 7 is when they return to Tirthan Valley, right? They'll enjoy. They'll come back to the campsite or a homestay, depending on how the children are feeling and what's the weather like. We either get them back to the campsite itself, or we go to a homestay. Right now, the current plan is to go on day 7 to a homestay, where they'll have rooms to themselves. Obviously, boys and girls separately, rooms totally, right? And they'll get a nice refreshing bath and everything, and they'll stay there they'll rest over there on the day 7. Day 8, they'll get up. We'll have a few fun activities, and then a feedback session and pack up and return to Delhi post lunch. So post lunch, they will leave from Tirthan Valley and they will reach Delhi back on day 9 itself on 6 a.m. This on the left hand side is what they've done to set up the kitchen. This is a shelter they've made. As you can see, we have a natural stove here where milk is being boiled. These are the kids helping the instructors cutting vegetables and getting stuff ready. On the right hand side is a break point while doing the trek. In terms of safety, we follow a strict 1:6 instructor to child ratio. So for every 6 children, we'll have 1 certified instructor who has done their mountaineering from institutes like Knowles, NIM, GYM, and HMI. Other than that, they will also go through a strict screening by us. So obviously, we have a lot of instructors which are old, who have been working with us. There are new instructors which keep coming in, right? It's not as if a new instructor has come and they'll start leading the activity, or they'll be allowed to interact with the children unsupervised. Initially, they go through a training by us, which is on child safety, on how to behave with children, how do you act, how do you do feedback, how do you handle issues, right? And then They will be under the strict guidance of our old instructors who will be overseeing them, and then they become instructors, right? So on the camp, there will be a camp chief who is a senior most person who is handling all kind of coordination and children issues. The next is the senior instructors who are the main instructors who are leading the activities. And then there are support instructors who are the new instructors who will be helping these instructors execute. This will be a 1:6 minimum. So right now we have 15 children. I am saying, okay, it will go to 25, right? That doesn't mean that there will be only 4. There will be at least 5 to 6 instructors with them, right? 5 instructors minimum will be with them. There'll be lady instructors with them so that the girls are comfortable, and if they're having any issues, they can approach the lady instructor. There'll be a doctor on the campsite stationed at Tirthan. So if they have any issues, any medical issues, the doctor is there to take care of them. The instructors who are on the night out, at least 2 of them will be certified wilderness first aid responders. The others will be at least trained in wilderness first aid, so that if anything happens on the night out or on the activity while doing rivercraft, they take immediate action. They do not wait for the doctor, because they have to make sure that the child is immobilized if something has happened. If any if there's been any injury, immediate action has been taken, and we are not wasting time waiting for the doctor. The doctor will come, examine, and if required, if we have to take them to the hospital, we have a car available 24/7 to us at Tirthan, which is a emergency vehicle, which only is for emergencies, medical emergencies. So the child will be loaded onto the vehicle with an instructor. If it's a girl, with a lady instructor. If it's a boy, with a male instructor, with the doctor, and they'll head to the hospital. You will get a call if something like this happens, right? You will get a call if an X-ray is required or stitches are required or something, right? You'll get that call. You'll be able to talk to your child. We'll get you in touch immediately so that you're aware of what's happening. Just to tell you, giving an example of what can happen. We had somebody who had braces, one wire got cut, right? One brace got cut, and we had to take them to the hospital. So we were talking to the dentist and the parent, and the child was also talking to them. Now, a lot of parents ask, what are the injuries which can happen, right? Mainly what will happen are scratches and bruises, right? If your child is coming back without scratches and bruises, do call us. That means they have not done anything, right? You're going into the forest, you're going into the river. Scratches and bruises have to come. Insects are going to bite you. There will be mosquitoes which will bite you, right? There will be things like that. You're going into the outdoors. This is part and parcel of being in the outdoors. So scratches, bruises, insect bites, all those things are normal. Other than that, if they have a severe sprain, which has swelling, which they're not able to, the pain is not going down, we will call you. We will get an X-ray done. If there is fever continuing for more than 2 days, 1 day mild fever is normal. Most of the children are not used to the physical activities which you're doing. The body reacts differently. Sometimes children do get mild fever. If it's a mild fever and one paracetamol is taking care of it, you might not get a call from us. If they are missing an activity session, you will get a call from us. If the fever is not breaking, you will get a call, and we will ask you if we can give antibiotics or we can take any other action which you feel you want us to take. So all those at those given point of time, you will be getting a call from us to make you understand what's happened and how it's going. Broken bones are something which we have faced before, but that's the extent of the major injuries we've had. Now, these fractures or things have happened mainly on camp while they are on the campsite, not doing adventure activities, because over there we have a lot of fun activities in the evening. The children are running here and there. It's like playing in the park and they fall down, right? So that is a high possibility always. There are times we've had injuries on the activities, even though children are wearing helmets, life jackets, everything, the injuries are possible. If something like that happens, obviously, like I said, we have certified wilderness first aid people who take immediate action. Coming to transportation, obviously, we don't own our buses, our own vehicles, which will be transporting the kids. So we have tied up with third-party people. These are people who we've been using in the past say 10 years now. There is a vendor who does Manali travel every day, right? They have Volvos, and that's who we have tied up with. So we get information about the highway every day, that, okay, what's happening on the highway, what's the condition, is there any issue happening on the highway? So we get to know in advance also, because there's daily a bus going up and down of theirs. When they reach odd, they shift into smaller MUVs. These are also vehicles which are from the Tirthan Valley, which we've been using for 20, 25 years. So they will be, they follow convoy rule. So you say there are three vehicles going, they'll be named 1, 2, 3. Vehicle 1 will always remain in front, vehicle 3 will always remain in the back, and they'll be maintaining a speed limit. So a speed limit is formed. We have travel leaders who are on the bus and on the MUVs, who are making sure that the bus drivers are awake. So there are two bus drivers at night, right? If we're doing the overnight journey, there are two bus drivers in each bus. Right now we'll have one bus, so there'll be two drivers. So that if you feel any one driver is feeling sleepy, we change the driver immediately. Our travel leaders are awake throughout the night. They make sure all the safety norms are happening, the children are safe, children are comfortable. If they need to use the loo, they have to approach the travel leader, and we stop the bus for the loo for those. Okay. Equipment, top-notch equipment. We only use international, it's a certification of international, which is called UIA. This is the only, unless the equipment is not certified by them, we do not use those equipment. Other than that, they are regular audits, right? Because everything has a wear and tear. So our experts are taking audit every time. Before the child gets a harness, before the child gets a life jacket, it's checked by an instructor. Only then given to them, and only then executed. Ropes, similarly, we go through a whole check of the ropes before activity and after activity. If we feel any kind of wear and tear which is not safe, we discard the rope. It's not used again. In terms of medical, I already told you there's a doctor on camp. We have all kinds of equipment, aspirin, inhalers, nebulizers, paracetamols, IVs, everything is available on the camp itself. So you do not need to worry. The nearest hospital is Banjar. It's a multi-speciality hospital, which is about 30 minutes away. Coming to accommodation and meals. Children, listen up. This is very important for you. Okay. So first of all, you're in tented accommodation. Okay. These are tents. These are built on a 1-foot platform. Right. These will be at least 10 by 12 feet tents. We'll be giving you ground mattresses. These are 2-inch thick mattresses. And on top of that, you put your sleeping bag. Okay. Now you can be carrying your own sleeping bag, or you can take it from us. Both options are available for you. Sleeping bag is what you're going to be sleeping in. It will be chilly in the night, so you will need a sleeping bag. Okay. Now there'll be 4 to 5 children in each tent. Obviously, girls and boys separate. So girls only, boys only. Only children in these tents. Instructors will be after every 2-3 tents. There'll be an instructor tent. Okay. So you will be in these tents. You have to manage these tents. You have to make sure they're clean. Okay, maintain them. Make sure you're not adapting. Make sure you're adapting to your friends over there. Now, the toilets are not attached to these tents. There's a toilet block which is about 20 to 30 meters away from each tent, depending on which tent you're in. Okay, these toilets are Western style, proper, hygienic, with the hygiene faucets. There's bum washers which we use. So those are in these toilets. Bathing cubicles are separate. If you need hot water, you go outside. There is what we call a hammam. Okay, hammams are old school way of heating water. It's a tandoor type thing which has a copper piping going in. You put in cold water from one side, and hot water comes out from the other side. Okay, so you fill your buckets and then you go in. Obviously, instructors and other people will be there to help you for this if you're not able to carry your buckets. For the girls, lady instructors and lady members of the camp staff will be there. For the boys, it will be male instructors and male members of the staff. Now, children, you might come back from an activity, okay? And if all of you go to the loo, the toilet does get dirty. At that given point of time, you have to come and tell us, right? We cannot have somebody standing there on your head that, okay, is it clean? Is it clean? If it's not clean, come and tell us. We'll make sure that the toilet gets clean, right? We clean the toilets at least 4 times during the day. But it could be that you come back and you find the toilet dirty because you are in the outdoors, you are going to get your feet muddy. Let us know, we'll clean it. Okay. Other than that, the toilets will have some insects. Okay. They are your friends. Don't worry. We'll tell you how to handle them. Okay. By the end of this, you'll be able to remove all insects from your houses. That does not include your parents, but you will be able to remove the insects from your houses. Okay. So remember that. Okay. Other than that, food. So mainly vegetarian food. I'll tell you the schedule of the meal so that you're aware of it. 6 a.m. is wake up call. Okay. You guys are going to wake up, come out of your tents, brush your teeth. We will remind you to brush your teeth. After that, you'll get to have tea, drinking chocolate, hot milk with biscuits available for you. Okay, after that we do warm up. 7 a.m. is warm up time. 8 a.m. is breakfast. Breakfast will have eggs. Always eggs and non-veg, if they are there, they'll be kept separately, marked separately, which will say non-vegetarian. Okay, there will be eggs almost on a daily basis. Unless we are having chole bhature in breakfast, that day we won't have eggs. Okay, because that day you're anyway having a heavy, nice protein packed meal. 8 o'clock is breakfast. Post breakfast, on breakfast, you will get toast, butter, jam every day, but the menu will keep changing for the rest of the things. It could be idli sambar one day, it could be poha, it could be something else. So we'll keep changing the menu for you to make sure that you're not getting bored. 9 a.m. is when you leave for your outdoor activity. 11:30, we have a small snack break, which has juices, biscuits, some toffees so that you can get your energy back up. You reach back to camp around 12:30, 12:45. 1 o'clock is lunch. So you'll get lunch at that time. From 1:30 to 2:30 is what we call freewheeling time, which is rest time, which is also the time you have an option. And parents, please hear me. Children, you have an option of having a bath. Nobody is going to force you to have a bath. Okay, because you're going to do at least 2 days of river time where you will anyways be in the river, right? So nobody's going to force you to have a bath unless you start stinking. If you're stinking, we're going to send you for the bath. If you're not changing your t-shirts and your mother calls us and says, my child is not changing the t-shirt, that means they've not had a bath. We will send you for a bath and make sure you change your t-shirt. But we like to save water. And also, you're in the outdoors, right? You're away from parents. It's okay. If you don't have a bath for 3-4 days, it's fine. We would still recommend you have it, but parents, it's just fine. Let children be children. Let them have fun, right? So this is 1:30 to 2:30. 2:30 to 5 p.m. we have something called cool time activities, which happen on the camp itself. So these are more of team working and leadership focused activities. This is the time it's hot, unless they're on the night out, but on the other 2-3 days, they will be on the camp itself. 5 o'clock is tea. From 5:30 to 7, they have fun time with us where we also let our hair down. We play dodgeball with them. We play capture the flag. We have hula hoops. We have badminton. We have volleyball. All those things are happening during that time. So everybody gets involved. On particular days around sunset, we will have some reflection sessions. One will be a group sharing this session where everybody is talking. One would be a session where the whole camp, including the children, the staff, the instructors, all will go silent for about half an hour, 45 minutes. This is one of the best experiences of the children because they start hearing things they have not heard. The river sound is not just the sound you're hearing. There are so many animals, so many insects, so many things happening in the river itself, which you'll see. I have heard children, hearing once they've come out of this meditation time, they've actually said they heard the grass crinkling and rustling, and they could hear some leaf. They could hear some birds they had not heard during the 5 days being there, right? So that will be one experience. 7 o'clock is soup time. 8 o'clock is dinner. So parents, as you can see, we would have kept them well fed. If you feel hungry during this time, you can always ask for biscuits. We can always give it to you, right? Other than that, lunch, there will be fruits every day. Dinner, there'll be desserts. So you'll have a sweet dish in the night and you'll have fruits during the lunchtime. So all the time this will be available, right? if you're carrying any food from home, chips, biscuits, whatever you're carrying, right? You're only allowed to carry them for the travel. Once you reach Tirthan camp, we're gonna either take them away from you if it's sealed packets. If it's not sealed packets, my instructors have a party, right? We get to have Doritos, we get to have even, children have gotten prontas from home which have not finished. So the instructors have a blast. The whole point of this is to make sure you're eating healthy. You're not eating just junk food, and you're not eating inside your tents. Because what will happen if you start hiding food and eating inside your tents is, first ants will come, then some insects will come, then some other creatures will come, and then you'll be outside the tent complaining that there are creatures inside your tent, right? So make sure you're not having anything inside your tent, first of all. Second, we want you to be having energy and not feeling dehydrated. While a lot of us feel that these chips and everything can make us feel full, they actually dehydrate us, right? They don't give us the right energy. So that's something for the travel you can have, but when we are on camp, you won't be able. Okay. Travel plan I've actually already discussed. Uh, does anybody want me to go through it again? I think we're good with that. I don't need to discuss that again. If somebody wants, please just unmute and let me know. I'll go through it again. Now, some expectations for parents and participants, uh, especially with the communication. First of all, so that you understand the communication protocol, you won't be allowed to talk to your children during the program unless there's any kind of situation arises, like an injury, illness, or even continued homesickness, right? Continuous homesickness, we will get them to talk to you. I have had parents calling me and saying, I'm worried about my child, my blood pressure is going through the roof. Please make me speak. This is a recent, in the 2 weeks ago, this mother was obviously, you're sending your child away the first time. You for the will nervous, right? It's a part and parcel of this. She was feeling very nervous. Her blood pressure had shot up. She wanted to talk to her child. I got her son on the phone. Exact words. Mummy, मैं क्रिकेट खेल रहा हूँ, मेरे को तंग करना बंद करो. And he went off. Right? The poor mother was like, what do I say now? I like, ma'am, you can't say anything. He's just doing fine. Relax and be calm. So she was happy. That child had a blast of a time. And the mother was, the first 2 days she was very nervous. But after hearing that, the child is not wanting to even talk to her, she was just fine. And when she got back, she was in awe. She was like, okay, I couldn't believe my son actually loved this, didn't remember us, didn't remember his phone, didn't want to look at his laptop. But the minute he landed back in Delhi, he wanted his phone. I like, yes, that's what happens, and that's what parents, I want you to know. Your children will do things on the camp they will not do once they return back to Delhi or back to their homes, right? It's called being in your comfort zone and being outside your comfort zone, right? We have created an environment, safe environment, where they step out of the comfort zone and do things which they don't do normally. So, they might be cleaning their tent, they might be cleaning everything in the camp. They will be cleaning their own dishes, making sure the camp is clean. But when they come back, they'll go back to their habits in a matter of 3-4 days. It's normal. The minute they step back into that, out of the comfort zone, they will do that again. They will start following what they've learned on camp. To give you an example, when I used to go, so I'm pretty sure most of us parents at, in our childhood days, when we used to have summer holidays, we used to go to our relatives' house. Like I used to go to my bua's house in the hills and stay over there. So we used to have our own room, me and my brother. That room was never kept clean. My mother used to come and clean it every day. One time, after the first time I'd gone to camp, we went there. My mother woke up in the morning and she saw my aunt sitting outside and in bewilderment. And she asked my aunt what happened. And she said, I don't think Nipun slept the whole night. And I don't know what's wrong. She said, my mom was like, why? My room was totally clean. Bed was made up. I'd gone into the kitchen and cleaned all the utensils which were used at night. So my mom came and asked me, why did you do this? I said, because that's what I learned at camp. And she was like, but why don't you do this at home? Like, because that's my home, that's my room. I will keep my room the way I want to keep it. I was taught that you have to respect when you're somebody else, somewhere else, and you have to make sure that it's reasonably acceptable for a person to walk into your room. So that's what I'd learned on camp, and that's what I executed when I was growing up, when I was away from my comfort zone, which was not my house, my home, right? So that's what will happen. You will see them doing things, but you'll see them doing their normal things also. So they will learn, they will know what to do, they will know how to wash their dishes, they will start respecting the people who are cooking, the people who are cleaning the utensils at home, way more than before, because they would have done this on their own. Now, so the reason why I'm telling you all this is, first of all, there are no cell phones allowed on camp, right? So no communication with your child, no cell phones with your child. Any child who is traveling from outside Delhi to go on this trip, you please carry a phone with you, which you will be handed over to us when you reach in Delhi, right? So you will carry a phone with you so that you can coordinate with us if you're coming on your own on the flights, so that we can coordinate with you and we can make sure you meet us at the airport, right? Other than that, no communication after that. After once you're on the bus with your parents, no communication unless there's any incident which happens. Second, this is not a luxury camp or a resort. This is a campsite, right? There won't be room service. We've had children coming and asking us, "Can I get cold coffee in my bed?" No, you can't, right? You have to get out and come out, right? And make your own cold coffee if you want. So there won't be any room service or anything. This is a kind of a Spartan way of living. We have provided you with ground bedding and stuff, which in my time was not there. In my time, there was no ground bedding. Okay, we used to sleep on small foam mattresses and sleep on that, right? So we are giving you a lot of luxury, but it's not a luxury camp or a resort. Communication. There's a WhatsApp channel, parents. I hope you've joined that. If you've not, it was part of this message. We'll post it again. It's a WhatsApp channel. WhatsApp channels are basically in the updates of your WhatsApp. Okay, when you open WhatsApp, there's a section called updates, which has channels in it. We'll send you the link again. Please join it if you have not joined it. There'll be two updates coming daily, one at 11 a.m., one at 6 p.m. Right? These will be text updates with a few photographs. In the morning will be only group photographs. In the evening, we put activity photographs, about 15 to 20. These will be text update telling you how the weather is, what's happening on camp, what the children are doing, right? They can be a day or two if they are in the night out and we don't get network connectivity. We might just only be able to put text update and not put photographs. Please be patient about that. No gadgets, I've already spoken. Children, no Kindle, no smartwatches, right? If you're carrying a watch, please make sure does not have internet connection, right? If it's just a watch which is tracking your steps, I have no issues, but make sure there is no internet connection watches. So make sure you're not carrying that. If you are not physically active, my suggestion would be to start running a little bit or jogging. It just helps you not have muscle cramps or muscle pulls while you're on the camp, right? If you're playing any sport where you're warming up or stuff, you're good with this. You don't need to do any extensive training for this. Zero tolerance for bullying and indiscipline. If any incident does occur, children, you have to inform us, right? We might not know you're getting bullied. You have to come and tell us you're getting bullied. Okay. If there is any incident which is happening, which is making you uncomfortable, irrespective if it's with a child, with an instructor, or anybody, you have to tell the camp chief so that action can be taken. If you don't trust the camp chief, or if you don't trust whoever you trust on the camp, there will be one person you'll be trusting. You have to go and tell them, right? Please don't hide anything, and then when you get back, you're telling your parents and then telling us, because we won't be able to take too much action after the camp is over. During the camp, we can help you. We can make sure this does not happen, right? So you have to tell us. If we notice anything, we will take action immediately. No use of substance, so possession or consumption of cigarettes, alcohol, or any contraband is not tolerated. If anybody found, there will be immediate expulsion from the program, and the parents will be asked to pay for getting the child back to their house. No junk food or tuck. I've already spoken about this. If you're carrying any junk food, should be only for the travel. Don't carry too much. In terms of pocket money, we are taking care of everything, including their medical needs. If anything happens, we have a comprehensive medical fund. We take care of their medical stuff. You don't need to worry about it. Children can carry some money. I will mention it in the kit list also. We have memorabilia on our camp, like T-shirts, carabiners, keychains, some coins, bandanas and stuff. If they want to buy that, please carry around 3,000 rupees. You don't need to carry more than that. You can also check out our merch site, which I'll come into when I talk about the list of things to carry. Those things are available there. You can already explore that. Other than that, if you're flying into Delhi, make sure you're carrying some money for meals. These meals are basically at the airport. Once you get on the bus at 6 p.m. and till return when you get back to Delhi on the day of the arrival at 6 a.m., all meals are covered, but anything before or after won't be covered. So please make sure you're carrying some money for airport meals. I'm going to take another 5-10 minutes to go through the list of things to carry, and then I can start taking question answers. What time is bedtime? Bedtime is around 9 o'clock is when we ask for nights out. 9 o'clock is when we start sending you to the tents, okay? But that does not mean that you'll sleep off at 9, obviously. 9 o'clock is when we send you into the tents. 9:30 is when we come and start saying, okay, guys, switch off your lights, start going silent. 10 o'clock, we'll say, guys, lights off, for sure. 10:30 is when we'll ask you to be quiet so that you're asleep by 10:30, 10:45, okay? So I know we need to give you time to talk to each other. The other parents who don't know why I'm responding, somebody put on a private chat, what is bedtime? So I was just answering that question. Now, this is the list of things to carry. The weather will range from around 24, 25 degrees in the daytime. 24, 25 degrees in the daytime, going down to around 18 degrees at night or 19 degrees during this time. It can get hotter because the weather keeps changing nowadays, but this is the world weather which is predicted. We may experience rain sometimes. So make sure you're carrying what we are asking you to. It will cover everything. It will cover you for hot days. It will cover you for chilly days. It will cover you for rainy days. 7 to 8 t-shirts, quick dry and dark colors. You're mainly doing a lot of river activity, right? So make sure you're carrying quick dry t-shirts in dark colors. A lot of parents ask me why dark colors. There are multiple reasons. One is they don't become transparent if they get wet. Second, they don't attract insects as much as light colors do, right? And third, dark colors are just much better for these outdoors programs because they can get cut on anything. It's so much easier to notice that something has happened to the t-shirt. 4 pairs of shorts, out of which 2 have to be quick dry so that you can use them for the rivercraft activity. 1 to 2 sweatshirts. It's written 2 sweatshirts, will be a little hot, but if you feel cold, make sure you're carrying 2 sweatshirts. This can be 1 also if you're carrying a jacket. So 2 sweatshirts, if it's with a hoodie, that's perfect. 3 track pants. There is no activity you're going to be doing in jeans or normal pants. Okay, rivercraft is with quick dry shorts, but when you're trekking to the waterfall, you'll be wearing track pants and your shorts underneath, so that you can take off your track pants or go for the waterfall slide. Wear your track pants, come back down. Right? Night out will be in backpacking will only be in track pants. So 3 track pants minimum. You will reuse them. So make sure you're carrying only 3. Do not overpack also. Learn how to reuse these track pants. Okay. 7 to 8 pairs of socks. 1 towel, preferable quick dry. Right. 1 cap, sunshade. Undergarments sufficient. Parents, you know how much undergarments your children use. Send sufficient accordingly for the 8 days. 2 pair of night clothes. 1 warm jacket, which will be used for chilly days in the evening. 1 poncho or raincoat. If your warm jacket is waterproof, then you can just combine and send it as Footwear. You do not need to buy any specialized shoe for this. You can, your normal sports shoes, which are rubber soled, make sure they're not plastic. Just when you touch the sole, right? If it's plastic, if it feels like plastic, that's the problem you'll have on the rocks. They slip, okay? So either they should be rubber soled, or should have a nice grip which you can make out won't slip on rocks, okay? Normal sports shoes is perfect. I'll just show you what I use. This is the shoe I use, right? If you can see, this is the rubber soling which you can see on the bottom. This is a decathlon shoe which I use on all the treks which I go for. One pair of hiking sandals. This is what we used to call floaters in our time. Is now called hiking sandals. This will be used for on cap and nothing else, right? One pair of aqua shoes or Crocs for the river activities. Now, a lot of children and parents ask why not slippers or flip flops. Because first of all, they're called slippers. You slip into them and you slip out of them. So you slipping in on these kind of terrains is very high. So make sure you're not carrying those, right? Hiking sandals is what you should be using for going to the loos and all, because they're strapped, they don't come off that easily, and they're safe. Aqua shoes or Crocs for the river type activities. Now, other than your toothbrush, toothpaste, carry a 3-in-1 shower gel, which is like a shampoo, face, and hair, or carry 3 different bottles if you want. I usually carry a 3-in-1. Include a sunscreen repellent, SPF 30+, lip balm, cold cream. A mosquito repellent cream or spray is very important. You will get mosquitoes here, so make sure you're carrying a cream or a spray that you use daily in the evening. A pair of sunglasses, a torch or a headlamp. You will need this on the camp. If electricity goes at night, it does take some time for the generator to kick in. So you'll need a torch or a headlamp if you need to, do anything. Also, because there'll be other children sleeping, if you're getting up in the middle of the night and you're looking for something, you should have your torch rather than switching on the light. At night, if you want to go to the loo, there's a buddy system which we follow, that at least you should be waking another partner in your tent and going with them, and you can call out for the instructors. One of the instructors, lady instructors or the boys instructor, depending on that, will come and escort you to the loo. There's also a night security guard which is up throughout the night, and you can call out to him to call one of the instructors. Then that person will call one of the instructors. Okay, on the night out, you'll anyways need a torch or a headlamp. There's no electricity there, right? You're pitching your own tents. At night, post sunset, you will need this. So a torch or a headlamp is very important. I personally prefer a headlamp for the simple reason it just gets attached to your forehead and both your hands are free. One plastic bag for used and wet clothes to bring them back so that other clothes don't get musty or dirty. One water bottle, 750 ml to 1 liter capacity. This will be used on the travel and on the treks. We will have water points for them everywhere so they can refill the water bottles. We do not want to use plastic bottled waters. We want to reduce the plastic waste. So that's why we are asking, please make sure you're carrying one water bottle, which is not a plastic. It can be a Milton or a Bisleri like this. This is, you can just carry these, right? The Inme bottles also available. So just carry these bottles and that's all that you need. Sleeping bag and inflatable pillow. We recommend, according to the international norms, each child should have their own sleeping bag. But we understand that all parents don't want to buy the sleeping bag. So we provide sleeping bags to the children on returnable basis who are not carrying their own. You do not need to inform us of this. On Tirthan camp, we have about 150 sleeping bags available for the children. So we have enough. So these sleeping bags are cleaned and sanitized, but they have been used by other participants before, right? So if the children want to carry their own sleeping bags, you can buy a sleeping bag which is going up to 10 degrees Celsius, right? The temperatures, right? 10 degrees Celsius is just fine. It's also available on our website if you want. And this can be delivered to the child. A new sleeping bag can be delivered to the child on the camp itself so that they're not carrying it from here. Till last year, we never recommended an inflatable pillow. This year, last year we started. This was because we used to teach the children how to roll up their t-shirts or use their rucksacks as pillows. But post-COVID, it's become a problem because children don't want to use their t-shirts too much. So we have asked children to get an inflatable pillow if they want. Otherwise, we'll teach them how to make a pillow the old school way. Medicines and glasses. We are carrying all medicines unless your child is on some specific medicine, or if there's some medicines, like there are some children who only have homeopathy or Ayurveda, then please do send a note with us. If your child is on any prescribed medicines, do send in the prescription. Our doctor will administer the medicines to the children. We don't want any child self-medicating, so that we know what they're having. And if something happens and we have to give any child a medicine, we should know what they've been having. If you wear spectacles, make sure you're carrying an extra pair. Contact lenses are not recommended. In terms of packing, you need to carry 2 bags. Okay, one is a small day pack, like a school bag or a smaller than that, which if you're flying will be in your cabin baggage, can have your water bottle, can have your, your snacks, your tickets and everything there, your power bank. If you're going when you're on the bus, where you would have taken your cell phones away after you would have talked to your parents, but you can have in the small bag on the bus, you'll have your water bottle, your snacks, and a warm layer for the night if you feel cold, right? Other than that, and on the daytime also, when you're in the activity, when you go for rivercraft, this is the bag you'll be carrying. Other than this, you need to carry one rucksack or a duffel bag, no suitcases or trolleys, right? You will have to carry these rucksacks and duffel bags on your own between transfers when you're transferring from the bus to the smaller vehicles. The smaller vehicle will stop on the road ahead. You have to walk down. You have to go to your tent. There is no pakka path there. If you're going to drag your suitcases, the wheels are going to break, right? And carrying a suitcase is tougher. These can come on your shoulder so that you can easily carry them. So a rucksack or a duffel bag, recommended rucksack size is 60 to 70 liters here. You can easily pack everything in one rucksack. Parents, roll up the clothes. Don't fold them and keep them. If you fold and keep them, they'll take too much space. Roll up the t-shirts, roll up the socks, they'll take less space. You'll have enough space to fit it in. Cash, I've already spoken, 3,000 rupees for t-shirts, for memory like t-shirts, cap, keychains. If you're flying in, make sure you're carrying more money for the airport meals. Do not carry mobile phones, expensive jewelry, electronic gadgets. You can carry a camera at your own risk. There are charging points available on the campsite, but the camera is your responsibility, not Inme's responsibility. We do click a lot of photographs. We do click you in the poses you want, and in the if you want, I want a photograph with my new best friend, or I want to photograph with the goat. If you met a goat on the middle path, we will click those photographs. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, important for all the children who are flying into Delhi, right? You have to, other than the extra money you're carrying, make sure you're carrying a pouch which has your name written on it. Okay. Have a power bank with you with a charging cable for your phone, a printed copy of your return ticket, your original Aadhaar or whatever ID you're using for traveling, cash for food for the airport meals. When you reach Delhi and when the departure is happening, we're going to ask you to hand over these pouches to us. So your power bank with your charging cable, your return ticket, Aadhaar, everything comes in. This goes into a lock and key in the office, right? We cannot send so many phones up to the camp. Say out of the 15, if there are 12 children traveling from outside, most of you have iPhones or stuff like that, right? It's too expensive to send this and maintain it. So this goes into a lock and key in the camp, in the office. And when you return at 6 a.m. in the morning, these pouches are handed back to you. So your phones would have drained out of the battery, most likely. That's why you need a power bank so that you can charge your phone. And that's why you need a printed copy of your return ticket so that you're not worried that your phone is not switching on. How do you get into the airline, right? So that's what you have to do. Okay, now this, I'm pretty sure this list of things I have to carry has also been shared with you guys, right? This also has Inme merge site link below, and also what all we are available on the site. So you can always go to this. You can go to shop now, and you go to our campsite, our website. Okay, I'm done talking. I can start taking question answers now. Do all t-shirts have to be quick dry? Is one question which came. Anushka, at least half of them, if not all 7 to 8, at least 4 to 5 should be quick dry. I'm ready to take questions. You can go into the React, press raise hand, and I'll start. Uttara. So you're on mute. You'll have to. Yeah. I'm not able to hear you. Sorry, I just check with my headset. Just say something again. No. Can you type out your message?
Let me try.
Thank you, Diane. You can log off if you want. That's okay. Yes. Karthik, you can leave if you're good with the details and if you don't have any questions. Thank you.
Excuse me, Nipun, I had one concern.
Yes, ma'am.
Given the agitation that is going on, some advisory alert has also been issued, to postpone travels or cancel. Do you think this will be affected?
So Pahalgam, first of all, from Tirthan camp is 656 kilometers away, right? So we are very far off. From the Kashmir border, we are still another 400 kilometers away. There is nothing happening in this area, right? We are keeping a close watch on the news, obviously.
Also, because they are going to travel via Delhi, so just wondering. If
nothing happening in Delhi, ma'am. They have not even raised
not
the
that anything
force.
is happening. Just the logistics and all, if they get affected and all.
That we will be, ma'am. We'll be there, and we'll be obviously communicating with you, and whatever action is required, we'll take.
Okay, so till now, there haven't been any very serious, severe advisory alerts been issued regarding the travel or anything.
The only advisory which has been issued is for Kashmir, nothing else.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Uttara, unless there's an emergency on the camp, like I said, if there's an incident, then we do open communication channel with your child. Otherwise, there is no communication channel. We do put up updates twice daily on the WhatsApp channel, one at 11 a.m. and one at 6 p.m. Right? So these are text updates telling you what's happening, how the program is going. Now, if there is an issue at your end, say something happens at your house and you need to obviously we'll get you in touch. There has been unfortunate incidents where somebody in the family has passed away or something has happened, and we've had to bring the child back down. So we have done that. So that can be done. If there is any incident where, say, she gets injured or she's not well, we will the camp will call you directly and you'll be able to talk to your child. Otherwise, if no news is good news. So if you're not getting a call from us, expect everything to be perfectly fine. How many children from Mumbai and Shravan, why do we need Crocs? We are getting sandals for wet conditions. Sandals is for on camp, right? If it's raining. Crocs is when you're going into the river, right? So when you're going into the river, it's a different. So the floaters, you can use the hiking sandals. It's recommended if you're using Crocs. Anushka, your question.
Yeah, hi, I'm Aparna, Anushka's mother. I had 2-3 questions. One was, are you the lead instructor for this particular camp?
Ma'am, I wish, but I am the person who heads the whole division. So I'm in touch with the campsites. I'm in touch with the parents, and I am the one who's communicating with the campsite. There's a person who you would have gotten a number from, which will be the main coordinator for you. We do not give the instructors on the camp's number because they are supposed to focus on your children, right? Now, if something happens, obviously the camp chief will call you and you'll have that number. But other than that, you have our numbers. You can communicate with us whenever you need.
Yeah, so who's the point of contact for us to communicate? I know you said there's a WhatsApp group which we joined.
I'll just check.
Anyone I need to call? Who do I call if I need to speak to anyone?
Ma'am, who have you been speaking to?
So
have you been speaking to anybody from?
Michael from Hyderabad.
Michael, you can always contact Michael, ma'am. There's not an issue. Other than that, for TIR5, I don't think that will be, ma'am, closer to the date, you will get to know who is the person. We'll be putting it on the WhatsApp channel, right? Otherwise, Michael is your contact. Michael is the person who heads the Hyderabad market. You can always talk to him. He'll call us and he'll be in constant touch with me. Other than that, we will be putting an update closer to the date, which will have who is your program manager, right, and the number.
I had two more questions.
Nipun, excuse me. Just wanted to add, we received this all this docket and the kit list information and all from two coordinators, Muskan and Kaveri. So are they going to be the coordinators or can we contact them?
So you can contact, ma'am, whatever number you have, whoever you are comfortable with, you can call them up. They will communicate to the program manager when the program is going on. The program manager number will also come. Yeah, the program manager number will also come on the WhatsApp channel closer to the date.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Nipun, I had my next question was when the children arrive in Delhi, they're supposed to call who? Where's the what is the number?
So again, so if your child is flying in, so closer to the date, about 48 hours before, we send out a message to you, right? Because this person can change. Right now, if I tell you this is the number you have to call, that person might change closer to the date, right? So we send out a message 48 hours before, which has the departure details, which will tell you who will be the airport manager. So there's a person from my team here from Delhi who goes to the airport, stands at the airport, is coordinating between Terminal 1 and Terminal 3 because Terminal 2 is shut. So we'll be coordinating between Terminal 1 and Terminal 3. When the child lands, they're supposed to call this number. This person will get them in touch with whoever is there at the arrival gate to make sure once they've exited, they are meeting the Inme person. There'll be an Inme jacket, which we'll also post on the WhatsApp channel. It's a fluorescent green jacket, which we wear, so that it's easily for all children and parents to identify.
Please do share his name and ID. I mean, we don't want them calling someone else.
Totally. That will be done, ma'am. That will be done for you.
Photo ID is absolutely, needed.
Ma'am, photo ID. So the person who you will be coordinating will be a person stationed at Terminal 3 who will be coordinating with other people, with the children who are arriving and the children who are at their place, right?
Name and ID would be great. Yeah. Okay. That was one. Secondly, when they return, the children return from the camp and parents will come to pick them up. How do we need to tell you who's coming to pick them, or do you take it?
Ma'am, are you from Delhi or are you from where are you from?
Hyderabad.
You're from Hyderabad. So is somebody coming to pick her up in Delhi or is she getting back in row flight?
No, somebody's coming to pick her up.
So then you need to tell us that. Kaveri would be getting in touch. If Kaveri is not gotten in touch, Kaveri will get in touch with you. So we will need the number of the aunt, right? So that, we can coordinate with her. So she will get in touch with you. Muskan, can you note this down and make sure Kaveri calls me as ma'am?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. So you'll get a call from Kaveri and you can do it.
Last thing which I noticed, there are no full sleeves t-shirts. So they're only half sleeves t-shirts and jackets and sweatshirts, right?
Sweatshirts, yeah, sweatshirts.
And sleeping bag is an option. We can either get one or we can take one from you.
Yes.
Okay.
And you don't need to inform us in advance.
Got it. You have any questions, Anushka? Thanks, Nipun. Thanks.
Arjun.
Yes, for the on-camp, do we have to wear like the sandals only, or can we get slippers or?
No slippers. No slippers.
So
either you will be wearing shoes or you will be wearing hiking sandals. Okay. Shoes are also fine. Okay, parents, if you don't have any more questions, you can start logging off. Ms. Angelika, we will get you in touch with the people who are coming from Bombay a little closer. We do usually make a group. So if there are 3-4 children from Hyderabad or 3-4 children from Chennai, we'll make a group so that you guys can coordinate with each other and come on the same.
I'll just like to add, there are around 5 or 6 6-7 children traveling in a group from Hyderabad. So Anushka is also part, my daughter Veda, and a couple of more. So my husband, as a parent, one parent, he is going to, accompany them till the Delhi airport. So he has to contact the coordinator and who the children.
Yeah.
Right. So, and while returning, there is another parent, one parent who's going to receive all the children except Anushka. So again, the coordinator is going to be the same person, or it will change?
No, that will also, you'll get a message, which will be once they depart from Tirthan, we'll send out a message who's the coordinator on the morning.
Right. Okay. Right. Thank you.
Nipun, I have a question.
Yes.
For the river activity, can they wear the floaters, which they are going to be wearing?
They can. It's just fine. They can wear the hiking sandals. We do recommend aqua shoes or Crocs, but it's fine to wear hiking sandals also.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Right. No questions.
No
so can we log off?
Yes, you can log off. And Tanushi, yes, you can.
Sure, I'm totally excited. Thank you.
Great. Awesome. See you guys on camp. Bye-bye.
See you. Thank you.